Hi, and welcome to a pro tip episode all about the Instant Pot with tips and tricks from our listeners. I'm Kate Schultz, here today with my sister to give you a short bite Dinner Sisters episode. We're talking tips, techniques, and well-earned wisdom in less time than it takes to make quinoa in the Instant Pot. I looked it up.
That's great. So, I like that.
Very accurate.
I'm Betsy Wallace. Like Kate said, we've got all sorts of ideas to help you in the kitchen, with dinner, and everything that goes along with it. Sometimes it's from us, the Dinner Sisters, and sometimes it's from experts, listeners like we have today, or friends we've made along the way. So, Kate, kick us off today. What are we doing?
Yeah, so like I said before, pro tip today is a roundup, which is really fun, of listener tips and suggestions all about cooking with the Instant Pot. And our listeners are pros at this. So I was really excited when you suggested this episode, Betsy, because I feel like we've got so much knowledge to share.
Yeah, exactly. So one easy tip I loved came from Kara in the Facebook group, and that's to buy a glass lid for your Instant Pot so you can easily store leftovers. And this was mentioned a few times as a really great accessory to buy if you might just get one or two things to make Instant Pot cooking a little bit easier, kind of fitting into how you do things in the kitchen. And I like this because that Instant Pot top is just unwieldy.
You can't store anything with that top. No.
Yeah,
of course
exactly.
Not. But the glass lid, that's so smart.
Yeah. And then you don't have to maybe go through the whole, cleaning. If you have a lot of soup left or you've made a huge stew or something, you can just put that right in there. So I love that tip. The second tip we have is from Dorothy. She's one of our Instant Pot experts, really, in the Facebook group and probably in life in general. She posted from one of her favorite sites, the Blue Jean Chef, a little tip. And that is when you have your Instant Pot, it has to come up to pressure. And while it's doing that, it lets a little bit of steam out as it kind of gets to that. And then it'll seal off. And you can kind of hear that sort of seal. And her tip is to just give the pot just a little nudge or a little jiggle and it'll seal faster if you happen to be sitting close to it. So if you Instant Pot a lot, you will kind of know when that sounds like it's letting off steam, it's close, but if you just want to give it a tap, it'll seal up, which I thought was just a good little tip.
Yeah, I have used that before and it is really great because sometimes you just want to be sure it's sealed. And actually the other day, I think we were testing a chili recipe and it never sealed.
Right.
And so it had been cooking for 15 minutes. So that kind of tip, that's a good one to have.
Yeah.
So I've got another Instant Pot tip, which is this idea of pot-in-pot cooking in an Instant Pot. So it's so nice if you want to have a recipe or make smaller portions or even to cook rice along with a meal, which is so fantastic. So in other words, all you do is you have a pot of something that's on top of the dish that you're kind of cooking in the bottom of the Instant Pot. And so you can get these little stands and they sit inside the Instant Pot. And then you can put whatever you want on top of that little stand. So as long as it's oven safe, it can go in there. I've used Pyrex dishes before, stainless steel, even disposable aluminum foil pans. So it is so great because you get the steam generated from the cooking of your food, and that's what steams up your rice, which I've done before, and it is amazing. And I think the racks are under $10, so they're totally worth it. And then, or little stands, racks, whatever they are. And then you can really just use whatever you got around in the house that will fit inside your Instant Pot. So it's really nice.
Yeah, and the last tip I wanted to mention, also a Dorothy suggestion, which is making iced tea in your Instant Pot. And she had used a recipe just with Earl Grey tea. I looked around. There's a lot of really fun tea recipes. And I thought, a big batch of tea, either to make iced tea or even hot tea this time of year for a crowd. She just thought the flavors were really deep and good. And, it's another avenue to explore.
Very seasonal, right?
Yeah.
Another tip, Betsy, is you can put the lid of your Instant Pot, rest it on the handle, which you and I discovered way too late.
Yes, because
which I think was so smart.
Yeah, and you got this steaming hot lid now, and it's bulky and huge, and you're like, where do I put this on my, stove or the counter? But you said, it fits together like a puzzle.
It's quite delightful. Yeah, it's quite delightful. You're like, oh, well, there you go. So that is a really nice one. If you think you've got a great idea, let us know. you can email us at dinnersisterspodcast@gmail.com, or you can always find us on Facebook at Dinner Sisters Podcast. We're the same on Instagram. We would love to hear what you're doing in the kitchen. Any tips or techniques you got going on, let us know.
As always, thanks for joining us. Come back soon. We'll save a spot at the table for you.